Ford wants you to believe everything's fine. New trucks, new SUVs, glossy ads running on every channel. But behind the scenes, the numbers tell a completely different story. In the first 6 months of 2026, Ford's total U.S. sales dropped nearly 10%. That's over 100,000 fewer vehicles sold compared to last year. And this isn't a one-month blip. It's been happening almost every single month, all year long. So what's really going on with America's biggest truck maker? Is this just a rough patch? Or is something deeper breaking inside Ford? Stick around, because this one goes way past the economy is bad. Let's go through this month by month, because the pattern is honestly shocking. January opened with sales down over 5%. February came in worse. March dropped another 8.8%. Then April hit, the worst month of the year, sales collapsing 14% in a single month. May barely improved, another 14% decline. By June, things finally slowed down to only a 1.5% drop, but the damage was already done. Add it all together, and Ford closed the second quarter down just over 10%, landing around 549,000 vehicles. For the full first half of 2026, total sales came in just over 1 million units, roughly 107,000 fewer vehicles than the same period last year, that a brand that built its entire identity on being America's best-selling truck. 6 straight months of decline is not something you can spin away in a press release. Here's the part that should really worry loyal Ford buyers. Trucks, the backbone of the entire company, are falling too. In April, truck sales alone dropped over 14%. Even in the second quarter, when Ford tried to frame things positively, truck sales were still down 7% year over year. Yes, F-Series is technically still the best-selling truck lineup in America. But best-selling doesn't mean growing. It just means everyone else is losing sales too, and Ford is losing slightly less than the competition. That's a very different story than the one playing in the commercials. It gets worse when you look at Ford's electric vehicle lineup. EV sales have been falling by double digits almost every month this year, with some months seeing drops of nearly 70% compared to last year. The multi-billion-dollar EV push that Ford bet on isn't paying off the way it was supposed to. And then there's Lincoln. Ford's luxury brand is on pace to sell fewer than 100,000 vehicles this entire year, a number that luxury competitors like Lexus, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz blow past without breaking a sweat. Lincoln used to mean something. In 2026, it's barely holding on. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Ford has quietly become one of the most recalled automakers in the country, with tens of millions of vehicles pulled back for repairs over the past few years. Steering issues, transmission failures, electrical glitches, and that infamous park-by-wire defect that hit hundreds of thousands of trucks. Buyers are noticing. Go through any owner forum or comment section, and you'll see the same sentiment repeated over and over. People saying they no longer trust Ford's build quality. When trust breaks down like that, customers don't just complain. They walk into a Toyota or Hyundai dealership instead. And the sales numbers suggest that's exactly what's been happening all year. To be fair, it's not all bad news. Large SUVs like the Explorer, Expedition, and Bronco have held up relatively well, and Ford's commercial vehicle division, Ford Pro, remains a genuine strength. The Maverick hybrid pickup is also quietly becoming one of the best-selling hybrid trucks in the entire country. So this isn't a company in freefall. But when your core truck business, the exact thing your entire brand is built on, starts sliding for 6 months straight, a few SUV wins can't cover that up forever. If you're thinking about buying a Ford in 2026, ask yourself the real question. Are you buying the truck, or are you buying into the risk that comes with it? Falling sales combined with rising recalls usually points to one of two futures. Either Ford tightens things up fast, or the problems get worse before they get better. If you already own one of the affected models, or you're shopping for a used Ford right now, this is exactly the kind of story you need to understand before you sign anything. Ford's numbers this year prove something a lot of buyers already suspected. The brand loyalty is still there, but the trust is cracking fast. Whether Ford turns this around in the second half of 2026 is anyone's guess. If this breakdown helped you understand what's really happening, hit subscribe. We cover the real story behind every major truck and engine issue before the dealerships ever admit it. And let me know in the comments, do you think Ford can turn this around? Or is this just the beginning of something bigger?